What's going on, guys? Ben Brewster here, TreadAthletics.com. This is the band hip flexor, band hip flexor drives. What we'll commonly see is that when there's a hip flexor issue, usually you'll see limited hip extension or excessive anterior tilt. And while there might be some chronic shortening to those muscles, there's oftentimes a lot of inhibition as well. So you'll usually see psoas weakness or hip flexor weakness on top of that limited hip extension. So this exercise is to build strength in that end range hip flexion and activate that psoas a little bit through that entire range of motion. So very, very simple exercise. You're going to need a band wrapped around a pole or a cable machine with like an ankle cuff. We have about a 1/2 inch to 1/4 inch band here. If you go too heavy on this, you're not really going to get the benefit out of the exercise because the psoas is going to be most active above 90 degrees. So you want something that you can get above 90 degrees. If you're going so heavy that you're in this range, you're not going to get nearly the same benefit as being able to work through that full range of motion with a little bit lighter band. Ideally with this, we're also going to go up tempo. So as you get comfortable with the exercise, you can start to add a little bit of rhythm to it and kind of think about like throwing a knee almost, or like you're sprinting, really drive that knee up explosively. So yeah, all it is attaching the band around the front of the ankle, stepping out so you get a good amount of tension, and like Devin's showing, we're getting that split stance position and just driving that knee up as we go. A couple points to note: you'll notice that his foot is dorsiflexed at the top. So he's not pointing the toe down, he's dorsiflexing that, and it's a crisp drive up with the knee. You'll notice he's not moving around too much with the torso. He's got that forward torso lean. And then the final thing to note is that he's reaching that full hip extension on the back end. So he's not just doing lifts here. That's a decent exercise, but it's not going to get the same benefit as if you let yourself get all the way back into full hip extension and through hip flexion. So we're working it through the entire range of motion. A set of 8 to 10 is going to be plenty. If that's way too easy, just come out a little bit further for the next set. Again, that is the band hip flexor or band hip flexor drive.